Hi, everybody, and welcome in to the Pricing Manager Live Training 2.0. This is the second version of this live training. We gave one on June 4th. The recording's live on YouTube currently, but it's going to go over that same material. Our Pricing Manager launched on June 1st, so you guys may have had some time to play around with it. But this is just going to kind of go over that whole tool. It's going to be kind of laid back. Tony won't be able to join us today, so it's just going to be me kind of going over the tool, demoing it, taking any questions as they come up. So if you guys have any questions today, just raise your hand in the Zoom. I can call you in. We can kind of have an interactive conversation, or you can just always type it out in the chat and we can go from there. I'm going to do my best to moderate the chat as well while I'm giving the live training, but just bear with me there. Okay. So we got about 10 people in here. I'm going to really get started now. Yeah, Ashley, this is really strictly for the pricing manager tool. I mean, if you have any questions, feel free to stick around, and I'll shoot from the hip there if we want to do that, or you can always just contact us directly. I'm sure we'll be happy to walk you through anything you need. So, all right, I'm going to open up here. I'm going to share my screen, and we're just going to go right into it. Pull up. All right. So some of you guys may be very familiar with how we did pricing before. I know I see some of you guys in here who may be newer customers, kind of just getting used to this new system. But our old pricing would basically just be managed in this operations to products area. You'd go in, you'd click on products, and everything you'd want to do is just right here within this screen. We used to have a tier system, so you'd set a tier for that product, or you can manually override it. You would click on the product. Okay, I want to get this is tier one. Tier one could mean anything in your system. And that's kind of what we wanted to get away from with this new tool. We wanted to create more flexibility and more oversight. So you'll be able to see that as I demo this. But going into it, if you just same thing, this hasn't changed on how to add a product. You just click add new product within here. You can add your product code and product name. And then your default pricing is what tier one was before. So I think you'll see that as I go over this transition. But that shouldn't change. It's the exact same way to add a product, exact same way to do that default pricing. Same thing with child products. You can go ahead and just put a parent to any product that you want. Now here's where the change came in for this new pricing manager tool. Instead of managing all your pricing within one screen here inside products, you're actually going to go to operations and pricing manager to where you can manage it all within that screen. So as you see, in this test system, we tried to keep it as fresh as possible. You guys are going to have a lot more data in here. But these are all the products that are within the test system. You have your 11-pound block, your 20-pound bag, and your 7-pound bag. And these are all the products that are added into your system. Now, this is the same way if you're familiar with the route builder or schedule manager. Only one person can edit this at a time. So to edit, you have to unlock. And you're going to see all your products here on the left side. They each have their own price point, which now represent those old tiers. So that transition is basically just anything that you had as a tier is now its own price point, and anything that you had manually overwritten is now its own price point. So when that transitioned, you'll see all your locations grouped under that price point that product is offered at, and then the actual price that you're selling that product for. One of the things, and the reason why we add this is to create more flexibility, right? There was only 10 different options within those tiers, and everything else had to be manually overwritten. Now you can go in and you can actually just change the name. So here, this is probably a better example. In the 20-pound bag, let's say you have a contract with a certain retail or grocery store. Just name it that, and then you can that represents that contract, and that's that price point. You can now go ahead and change that price point at any time without changing anything else or any other locations. Different, let's say you're doing emergency ice. You want to charge higher per bag there. You have all your locations for that have that pricing. Events, catering, all that stuff as well. So right now I'm going to pause for a question if you guys have any, or else I'll just keep going through this. But that's just kind of the general overview and the transition for all of our old customers who have been with us for a while that are really used to our old way of doing things. Any questions on that? Okay. Now, so we're going to be getting into the new tool in its entirety. Uh, we kind of briefly went over how to set up a product. I'll just go through that one more time. To add a new product, you're just going to go into operations and products and click add new product. You can go ahead and add the product code, the product name, your default pricing, and even what you'd want to display this as on a receipt for a retail price. Adding a product directly relates to the pricing manager. All your products will be on this left side. Now, within each product, there are different price points, right? So 11-pound block has different price points than 20-pound bag, and same thing with 7-pound bag. They kind of each operate separately. To edit these, you're basically just going to, same way that you would for Route Builder and Schedule Manager, unlock. Now I'm just going to go through the different tools within here. If you want to expand all your products when you have a bunch, this plus will expand it. The minus will minimize it. Your options here, you can sort by name, you can sort by group. So if I go into our Homestead Ice license, you'll see there's kind of a lot more here. But sort by group, sort by name, just sorting features there for easy organization. This legend, right? So same thing with the route builder. There's different icons that represent different things. There's always going to be this legend here. If you don't know what it means, you can just pull that up and get direct access to that. Now within there's tools. There's a bulk price adjustment, which we'll get to in a second here. Quick refresh. This clear all pricing is an admin tool that's only available to me or Tony or anyone else who's kind of on the cool running side. You don't want to click this. It clears all your pricing for your entire company. So that's locked down to just us, but that's there. And then you can reset your pricing changes. So one of the big things and one of the reasons why we introduced this new pricing tool is you can do a lot more products or pricing staging. So if you guys are planning a pricing increase, you can do it all in here and edit it, get it to where it needs to be before you click publish. And that could be a week at a time. That could be a week beforehand. And then you click publish and everything goes live. This kind of gives that option without having to pull up a bunch of different reports and do a bunch of things outside of pool running to stay organized. You can just stay organized here, change the pricing here, and then click publish when you're ready to go. Okay, so getting into each price point and how you can actually do this. Again, on each product, there's its own price point. To add a new price point, you could simply just click price point, add. You can name this. All right, we'll select the price as $3. Okay, $3 for 11-pound block. Now that will automatically just call it $3. But if you can name this anything you want to stay organized. So let's just call this I don't know, pickup and wholesale. Right, so that's how we know. Okay, $3 is our price for pickup and wholesale. Save. Now there's no locations currently connected to this price point, right? So it exists, just for organization purposes, but it's not affecting any location. To then add a location to it, you just have to select this, be hovering over it, select that, and click assign. From here, you're going to get your whole list of companies or locations, customers that don't have this product assigned to them. Let's pick a few here. Let's do this Walmart, Whole Foods, and we'll just save that. Okay. We now just assign this product to those locations at this price point. I'm just going to click publish. Okay. That's how you add a price point. That's how you add locations to a price point. Now managing these price points. You can go in at any time and change these names. You can change the prices for each price point. So if you have, let's see how many locations are in here. There are six locations within the Kroger 11-pound block price. When you manage, you can simply just change the price for those locations in just a few clicks. So let's say we want to change that to $2. You can customize names like updated on 0612. How that's that customization that it enables. There you are, and then publish. That goes live across your system. A price adjustment. So now this is a huge tool for this new feature is a price adjustment. So we can actually go in and take a look at all your price points and say, all right, we want to click on all these. Okay, across the board, we want to increase the price by 5%. Let's preview this. So you'll be able to preview before publishing. That's what that looks like. You can just do quick increases just like that. You can also do amount increases. So let's say we want to do a, I don't know, 3-cent increase. Preview. There's that 3-cent increase. Let's even save it. Boom. There it is. And now when it goes live, you can hold on to this, like I said, for a week, 2 weeks at a time. You just click publish. That makes that change across the board for that product. Any questions on that and how price points work? One cool thing, just for easier in for when you work inside this product. If you click Control and then actually double click on the price point, it selects all of them just for easy movement between locations. But if we're actually gonna let's go in here and let's bulk assign locations to a price point. I'm actually gonna just start from the beginning. So 11-pound block. Let's add price point. We'll just call this test for now, and we'll have this at $3.15. Okay, so there's currently nothing in there. Let's move as many locations as we possibly can to this price point. Let's go in here. Let's move these Krogers out of here. Here, let me publish first. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me select these. Same thing using that tool. There we go. And we can just go ahead and move these into the new test. From there, we can click publish. And now those are all at 315 under this new group. Let's say we want to consolidate. Okay, we want to get rid of our pickup and wholesale one. Let's do the same thing. Move these into tests. Right? Now these two ones are empty. You can delete these two price points. You can't delete price points unless there's no location assigned to them. But all right, I'm gonna actually go back in here and just redo that because I don't want to mess it up too bad in our test system. Put these back to Kroger. And we will put these back to pickup wholesale. Okay. Let's go ahead and delete. So let's remove this. Manage. Let's delete this test price point. Okay, so that's covering price points, how to move locations between those. Hopefully that makes sense there. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Pretty straightforward. We wanted to make this tool as easy as possible. We did a lot of work on uh, the UX to make it easy to use, easy to understand. Again, the biggest thing here is just flexibility and oversight of all your pricing. You can go to one screen and see it, and make changes in a few clicks. So we did actually add another way to do this. So this is similar to how it used to be set up. I'm actually going to go into the customer at the customer level. So it's kind of a workaround. It's a good way to add a new customer or just change one individual customer before publishing. So if you're doing a bunch of work in your pricing manager and you're pretty much using it as a staging environment to send off all your pricing increases, you can still make changes without publishing inside at the customer level. So I'm going to go in here and just click on a random 7-Eleven. Now it's the same way that this used to be set up, where you would just manage your products. Okay, so this 7-Eleven has 20-pound bags and 7-pound bags attached. Let's go ahead and assign a new product. We can assign a new product, 11-pound block. But let's make a change here and just change the price point. You can do that and make those changes on the individual level without disrupting what's going on in your pricing manager. We can create a new price point. Let's say, just make it 315. Okay, and save. What that just did is created that new price point right there. Uh, that 7-Eleven's right there at 315. We can change the name. Let me unlock for editing. Say new 7-Eleven. Okay. Then we can click publish from there. As soon as you click publish, it publishes everything that you've been working on in here, right? So that the override is just on the customer level. It'll just show up as that actual price point. But as soon as you click publish in the pricing manager, it publishes everything you're working on. Any questions on that? This was designed to be a pretty quick session. I think I went through that pretty quickly. 18 minutes is on my timer. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Nothing. Okay. One thing as well is the private label surcharge. I can get into that, or child products if you guys are using those. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. So private label surcharge. Go in here and let's unlock for editing. And to override on that, you're just clicking on the customer level. And where is that? One thing before I forget, I'll find this by the end of this session. One thing before I forget is a find. So if you ever have a question like, all right, I don't know what location is where, I don't know. All right, I want this specific location. I want details on that. So, all right, I'm gonna look up that specific location. It'll locate the pricing points that it's actually at. So that's 7-Eleven Charlotte Avenue. We can see here these are the two products and two product price points that it's connected to. Just like your little locator there. I really don't know. Let me look. Do some investigating here. I think we private label surcharge. Let's go into the Olmsted side. This should have it enabled. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. It just must have been disabled inside the demo system. I was right to begin with, but it's inside the pricing manager. You could actually just go ahead and click on the actual account that you want to have that private label surcharge on. And then you can just assign uh, the difference there. Publish. Okay, same thing. Child products work the same way that they used to. Um, we can actually see that within here. There's different child products for these 20-pound bags, and then those just operate as if they're a separate product to begin with. They have different price points. They have different locations assigned to different price points, and so on. So okay, I mean, I was expecting some more questions today. It seems like we've got the system. We have put out a lot of different information on the new tool. I mean, it was launched 10 days ago, so you guys should really at least have tried it out by now. But we have a bunch of different resources. We have our blog, which I'll actually pull up here. And I dropped those links. If you actually go to the chat, there's a link to this. It's a complete guide, written guide, right, that you can actually jump through. This table of contents is like clickable, right? So if you're having problems, all right, how do I set up products? How do I build price points? We can just click on that, and that video is going to come up, as well as some information on how to do it visually. And then we also have our full playlist on the YouTube, which again is linked in here in the chat right now. There's 10 videos. There's one kind of like 10-minute one, and then the rest of them are kind of chopped up just to specific use cases and specific things that you guys can do inside the pricing manager. And then the first recording is also included in that playlist. If you guys are ever inside Cool Running, like, all right, I'm not sure how to do that. If you just go up here to Help and Training Center, there's also a bunch of other videos. This Training Center. There's that Pricing Manager Training Center. You just click Watch Playlists. It goes right to the YouTube from there. So our goal here with this Pricing Manager drop, I mean, I know we dropped it on June 1st, right? Which some of you guys are heading into your busy season, but we just wanted to provide as many resources as we possibly could to make sure that you guys have the education you need to take advantage of the tool, right? Because I think once everyone starts taking advantage of it, you guys will really see like kind of why we made that change and the flexibility and oversight that it gives you just to make changes quickly and start to make your companies more and more profitable. That's our biggest goal, is to aid in that. So anything that we can do that, we're going to continue to build on. So, all right. Well, I appreciate everybody. I'm going to kind of give last call here for questions. Like I said, all these resources are in here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I mean, it's Thursday. You guys are getting ready. The 4th's about a month away, so you guys are gearing up for that. So I wish you guys luck in your summer. I wish you guys the best. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. You guys can reach out to Tony personally or me. My email is just nick@coolrunningsoftware.com. My phone number is 440-503-1508. If you guys have questions for me personally as well. Thank you guys. Hope everyone has a good day.